or something like that. We prefer the term blade because, again, it paints the picture of I'm taking my shoulder blades, I'm going to reduce them and take them away and eliminate the blocking surface. So here we're starting again in a close one-by-one relationship. You can see our linebacker here. He's stepping the direction he wants to go, and that's what we're talking about. My right, in this case, my right arm and my right leg are on a string. I'm bending, and I'm turning my shoulder blades. I'm reducing my blocking surface and not giving that guy anything to block. So there's a look at it from a one-step. Now, as you probably guessed, we're going to take that same drill, we're going to back it up, and we're going to make it a three-step progression. So now we're running, we're bending. We talk about, again, we coach, especially in some of these block destruction drills, we're going to coach the perfect so we get what we need on game day. When we're doing this drill and we're teaching blade, the expectation is I'm bending at the hips, knees, and ankles, and whatever hand I'm using, in this case, my right hand, I should be literally scraping the top of the turf with my knuckles. Now, is that going to happen in a game? Probably not, but we're going to overemphasize it in the drill work so that we get what we want in the game. So now here we go. We've progressed it to a three-step. Now we're going to add again. How can we add a reaction piece? So here's our linebacker. Now we've got two blockers. This linebacker up here is being taught, no matter what, you're blading in between these two blockers, whichever way they go. So you can see coach back here again, he's given the command. Whichever way they run, we need to first react to it and then take our run through and blade between the two of them. So again, we're reacting, we're running, bending hips, knees, and ankles, arm and leg on a string, reducing our shoulder blades, coming through and making that. Same thing here, and we don't do this one a ton, so this one's from a summer conditioning. But again, just like we talked about with the speed ladder and the button press, how can we make this harder on the guys? How can we give them more things to worry about? Because they're going to have more things to worry about when it comes to the game. So now we're making the guy go through a speed ladder, and they got to react. Because again, they don't know pre-snap which way this block's going to go. You can see coach again's giving them the command back here. So when they get through the speed ladder, then they have a really short window to react and blade. But that's a really nice job by this kid, bending at the hips, knees, and ankles. You can see the knuckles scraping off the top of the turf, and you can see he's taking away his blocking surface almost completely and not allowing himself to get pushed by. So here's number 6, that same kid we just showed in a bunch of these drill works. We're going to get a toss pullers play over here. We got an offensive lineman zoning up to us on an outside zone path. Well, as you look at this picture, the ball has already out-leveraged the blocker. So as 6 years, I'm the linebacker, there's no reason for me to put hands on this guy, to waste time with him, because my ultimate job at the end of the day is to make the tackle, not to defeat this block. So instead of screwing around with this guy and putting hands on him, the ball's already out-leveraged it. Just go blade it and run it down, run it inside out. And again, you can see here, there's the reduction. You can see this is a great picture right here where his shoulder blades are completely turned. There's no surface left for this guy to block. If he's going to block him at this point, he has to tackle him, and it'll be a holding penalty. But the two things that I really like from 6 here is he bends. Now, he can still bend more to get even lower underneath that pad level, but it's a great job of reducing his shoulders and getting underneath that block so that there's no blocking surface for him. And then he can go and run inside out. Same thing here, 55. This is going to be a mid-zone type scheme. If there's any offensive coaches in here, we kind of did get away with one here with 90. 90's restricting this guard, not allowing him to zone up to our linebacker in any event. 55, as he presses down towards his gap, again, it's subtle, but there's the blade. He's bent at the hips, knees, and ankles. He's reduced his shoulder pads. 64 has no chance to come off on him. We can run through. We can make that